Shuklambaradharam Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarvavighnopashantaye Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pataye Namaha. Om. Dear friends, welcome to Valmiki Ramayana. We were seeing the 67th Sarga of Ayodhya Kanda. We were just seeing how after Dasharatha's death, the entire assembly, the assembly of all various important people, and Valmiki was saying they were all Rajakartaraha. Rajakartaraha means the king makers, literally Rajakarta is a king maker. Of course, they are not all the king makers, but it is somewhat like our electoral constituency I was explaining. So all gathered, and then they were all telling Vasishtha, in a kingdom where there is no king, there will be total lawlessness, and they were describing so many things. And we were going through some of these shlokas in that context, which were giving us a picture of the social life at that time. And we were talking about the Shastra Charcha, the tradition of debate, the tradition of debating and discussion. It is there in our tradition. So that is where we were. And Agopala yatha gavaha tatha rashtra marajakam. Agopala yatha gavaha. That is all cattle. The cattle, when the cattle herd is not there, when the cow herd is not there, what will happen? The cows, they will just scatter away here and there, or somebody will come and take them away. So that is what will happen to the cows. So the people will be like that. Rashtra marajakam, rashtra will be like that. And na rajake janapade swakam bhavati kasyachit. There is no such thing as mine or yours. When the king is not there, no one can say this is my property, because anybody can say and take away anybody's property. Matsya iva janaha nityam bhakshayanti parasparam. We know what is called a matsya nyaya. Matsya means a fish. The big fish swallowing the small fish. Again, small fish, it will swallow a smaller fish. That is called matsya nyaya. Matsya is a fish. So matsya nyaya means a big fellow, a big gunda, a big rowdy, let us say, whoever is very powerful, a physical bully, let us say, he will come and take away somebody else, a weak man's property. So that will be like that. So they will bhakshayanti parasparam, they will be eating one another. And Raja Satyancha Dharmascha Raja Kulavatam Kulam. And Raja is the one who is the support for all the social institutions. Satyamcha Dharmascha, Raja is the repository for Satyam. Raja is the final word for dharma. Raja is the final word for preserving your own clan. And Raja Mata Pita Chaiva Raja Hitakaron Runam. Raja, the king, the king means not, we need not refer to one particular person only. We have to refer to that authority. We have to refer to that like we do have an institution called a chief minister or a prime minister. Or for any organization, we have got a CEO. So for that particular organization, he is the man who sets the organizational statement or mission statement as they call it. So he will enforce that particular mission statement. So like that, here of course in olden days when the kingdoms were small, the king was all in all. And the next shloka tells the importance of a king. When the kings are coronated, in fact I told you earlier also in Ayodhya Kanda, the beginning of Ayodhya Kanda, there are several mantras in the Atharva Veda which invoke not only the blessings, which invoke the authority of Indra, Yama, Varuna, all the gods, all those gods, the blessings and also the powers of all those people, they are invoked into this Raja. Basically to tell the Raja that you are such an important man. All these days probably whatever you did, that is okay. All these days probably you were behaving in a very mischievous way, whatever way it may be. But from now on, now that you are a king, you are the representative of Yama, you are the representative of Indra, you are the representative of Varuna, Kubera, etc., etc. And you have to rule in a very, very virtuous manner, in a righteous manner, and in a very effective manner. So to tell his duty. So that was the picture. So that is what he is saying. And all these Indra, Yama, etc., etc., they are individual. Individually, they are Indra, of course, Indra is merely a ruler. Varuna is a person who is, the commentators say, Sadachara Niyamanam. That is a person who is enforcing good ethics, ethical values, etc. Then Vaishravana is Kubera. Kubera is the lord of wealth. And Yama is the person who is the disciplining authority. So all these people, they have their own independent portfolios. But the king is one in whom all the portfolios are joined. He says, Yamo Vaishravana Shakro Varunascha Mahabalaha Vishishyante narendrena vruttena mahata tatah. A king who is rightly performing his duty, he is somebody who is excelling, he is somebody who is surpassing Yama, Vaishravana, Shakra. Yama is, we know that Lord Yama is the disciplining authority, the person who controls, is the punisher of all evil doers. Vaishravana refers to Kubera, Rajadhirajaya, Prasakya Sahine, we say that Vaishravana Kubera, that is the Lord of Wealth. Shakram is Indra, basically general ruling, general administration, let us say. And Varunasya Mahabalaha. Varuna, of course, he is also the person who is having lot many weapons and whatnot. We see even in Ramayana, Varuna is the person who gives weapons to all the people. And of course, commentators have also said, Sadacharana Yamanam, enforcer of ethics, etc. So they are all those people, they are all in one, in the king. So king is such an important man. So you please select, you identify somebody. You are the person, you are the foremost among the Dvijas. All the people, they say, Sanas samikshya dvijavarya vruttam rupam vinarashtam aranya bhutam. You please review the whole situation and you select somebody. That is what they say. And this sarga closes here. And we go to the next sarga, where that is 68th sarga, where Vasishtha tells them, I need not do any fresh selection because the king has already selected. That's what he is saying. Yadasau matulakule dattarajyah param sukhi. Matula Kule, Matula means a maternal uncle. That the person to who is Dattarajyaha. Dattarajyaha Bharataha. Bharata is now Dattarajyaha, means to whom the kingdom has already been given by the king. The king has already willed. I need not again make a fresh choice. So Yadasau Matula Kule Vasati, Bhratra Shatrughnena Mudanvitaha. He is there staying along with his brother. So we have to now get Shighram Javana Dutaha Gachantu Tvaritam Hayehi. Let Javana Dutaha, fast moving Dutas. In olden days, what was the fastest fastest means? Going by horseback. So the people who were very well trained in horse riding, so they were the Dutas. Duta means messengers. All these people, they used to move on horses fast and then go. Anetum Bhratarav Virau Kim Samikshamahe Vayam. Where is the need for a further review? The king has already decided. Then they all agree, and then they say, they send the messengers, and while sending the messengers, the sage Vasishtha also tells them, Puram Rajagruham Gatva, you please go to that place, and Tyakta Shokaihi idam Vachyaha. Don't display any emotions. That is, don't reveal that the king is dead. For some reason he is saying, don't show any type of display or grief or anything like that. Maybe he wanted to say, just bring Bharata alone to this situation and see only Bharata's reaction. Because if this news is broken there itself, maybe we do not know. Vasishtha was expecting some type of reaction from them. We are not sure. But he says, do not reveal the king's death. And you just bring him as he is. And he says, Purohitaswam Kushalam Praha Sarvecha Mantrinaha. You merely convey to him that the Purohita, Raja Purohita has sent word to you that you have to very, very urgently you have to come here. Tvaramanasya niryahi. Tvaramanaha. Very quickly you have to come back. It is somewhat like sending a telegram. In olden days, we used to have what is called a telegram about 15-20 years ago. Now, of course, we don't have a telegram. In olden days, particularly in villages, when a telegram reached, telegram means, okay, so and so serious, it says. Telegram is either a good news or a bad news, which is something which is very, very urgent. So suppose somebody is serious, then by the time this person starts and goes, probably the other man may be living or not living at all. So when the telegram reached, their blood pressure goes up. So maybe that also is the reason why he doesn't want to convey that news, because they need not be unnecessarily excited. Let Bharata come, let him come here, and then after seeing the situation, let he himself decide. Probably that is what Vasishtha thought. He says, don't tell them about this king's death, and also you also carry good presents there, as though everything is okay. As though everything is okay, you carry them gifts and clothes and kausheyani cha vastrani bhushanani varani cha, some type of some ornaments, etc., and nice clothes. You take all the gifts and then go in a formal manner. And so these people, they go, and then there is again, the path is described, because the journey is for about 7 days. So of course there is some geographical details. Of course we know that there are many people who have done some research into the geography of Ramayana, I have not studied the geography of Ramayana, but we can just broadly see that various places are described here. They crossed, for example, Hastinapura, and they reached Hastinapure Gangam Tirtva Pratyangmukha Yayuhu. They went westwards. From all the description, from this Ayodhya, they went westwards and then crossed Hastinapuri and then went westwards. They went to some place called Kekayadesha, which is probably somewhere in present-day Pakistan or Afghanistan. It looks like that. Survive, and they were surviving only on, and the people, and on en route they saw various types of people, and various types of people who were doing tapas, etc. They were doing tapas only surviving on waters. That is Avekshya Anjalipananscha Brahmanan Veda Paragan. Anjalipanaha, they were just surviving on just some water only. And Vakhlikan, they also touched a place called Vakhlika Desha. And they also crossed a river called Vipasha, Vipasham Chapi Shalmalim. Vipat and Shatadru, there are two rivers which we find in the Rigveda also. For example, there are some Ruk Suktas which describe this Vipat, Shatadru. So that Vipasha and Shatadru, there again not in the present India. Nadir, Vapi Tatakani, and they crossed all those places and they reached Rajagruha. That is, Rajagruha was the name of that town. And we now come to the 69th Sarga. The 68th Sarga is a small Sarga where the messengers, they just travel. There is some physical description of various places, etc. And Bharata, now they have now reached Bharata's place. And Bharata was there. Bharata was already having some bad dreams. In Valmiki Ramayana, we find that we come across these omens and dreams, etc. quite often. In Yuddhakand also you come across various omens. Somebody goes to the battlefield and he sees all bad omens, or somebody who is about to win, he sees some good omens. And here also Bharata, he is having some bad dreams. And on that day, on that night, when these people, the messengers reached, on that night, prior to that, he had very bad dreams, and all through the day, the friends were trying to cheer him up. The friends were telling him some jokes, etc. Natakan aparesmahu hasyani vividhanicha. They tried to entertain him with some songs and then enacted some plays, etc., some jokes, etc. All these things went on. And Bharata was not very quiet in his mind, and he told about his dream. And in that dream, he saw Dasharatha in a very, very bad shape, it seems. Swapne pitaram adraksham malinam muktamurdhajam. And Dasharatha was in a state when all the hair was totally disheveled. And patantram adrishikharat. He saw Dasharatha just falling from the top of a hill. And after that, he also saw Tasmin Gomaye Hrade. Gomaya means the cow dung. He fell into a big pit, a huge pit of cow dung. And Piban Anjalina Thailam. And he was drinking oil. And in the Swapna Shastra, there is also a Shastra called Swapna Shastra. That is a sort of Shastra relating to dreams. Like your interpretation of dreams by Freud and other people. And just as Freud is totally unreliable, these Shastras may also be unreliable. But in olden days, people believed in that. Piban Anjalina Thailam Hasanniva Muhurmuhu. He was happily laughing and then drinking that Thailam. And he was also eating rice mixed with tila. Tila, gingerly as we call it, til. So, til and rice are eaten only when somebody dies. In a sad situation only, these two things are mixed and eaten up. So, he saw all that. And again he saw Tvaramanascha Dharmatma Raktamalya Nulepanaha, wearing some red garland of red flowers. He was wearing, and then he was being dragged towards south. And he was driven, the chariot was driven by donkeys, it seems. And after some time, he saw in the same dream one frightening, grim-visaged Rakshasa woman. That Rakshasa woman was dragging him. So all these things he saw, that bad dream he saw. This whole sarga, again, is a very little sarga, small sarga. This small sarga explains the dream of Bharata. Such bad dream he was explaining. And the next sarga is 70th sarga, where we see the messengers, they arrive, they come, they greet Bharata, and even as Bharata was telling all his, the dream, explaining his dream to his friends, all these people, they do come. And they convey the news, yes, the king is, the Vasishta, sage Vasishta, has conveyed the message to you. You have to urgently hurry up and come. And they also gave all the royal gifts. Imanicha maharhani vastrani abharananicha. All these are the gifts which have been sent by on behalf of Ayodhya king to you. So all these things have been given to you, and Bharata takes them, and then also they have gifts which are to be given to Matula, that is son-in-law, that father-in-law, no, maternal uncle, and also to the grandfather. All such gifts are also given. And Bharata is asking, Kachitsa Kushali Raja, Pita Dasharatho Mama, is my father safe? Is he okay? He asked about his welfare. And Kausalya, Aryacha Dharmanirata, Dharmagnya, Dharmavadini. He is referring to each one. Kachid you see, about king, he said, Kushali Raja, Pita Dasharatho Mama. He merely said, okay, Pita Dasharatha, is he safe? Is he happy? Is he well? And Aryacha Dharmanirata, he is now asking about Kausalya. And Kausalya, what type of lady is she? Dharmanirata, a person who is sticking to dharma, a person who is always on the path of dharma. And Dharmagnya, not only somebody who is on the path of dharma, she also knows dharma. I may be on the path of dharma, but I may not be knowing dharma very much. So she is also a Dharmagnya. Dharmavadini, she also tells dharma. So that way, she was following, she knew, and she was also preaching, she was telling others. So that type of lady. And Aroga chapi Kausalya, Mata Ramasya Dhimataha, Mata Rama Mata, is she well? And Kachit Sumitra Dharmagnya Janani Lakshmanasya. Sumitra also is a Dharmagnya. Is she safe? Is she well? And now he is referring to his own mother. Atmakama Sadachandi Krodhana Pragyamanini. Atmakama, one who is always selfish. Atmakama. That is not in the philosophical sense of somebody who is seeking Atma. Atmakama here is one who is only interested in his own self, in her own self. Sada Chandi. Chandi means somebody who is angry always. And Krodhana, Pragyamanini. Pragyamanini is another beautiful word. Pragya means Medhavi, an intelligent person, intellectual. Pragyamanini, considering themselves to be intellectuals. There is another word called Panditam Manya. Panditam Manya is, and sometimes we see people using the word wrongly also. When you go to a meeting, they say Panditam Manyaha, they say. Panditam Manya is not a honorific expression. It is actually an expression which means the Panditam Manya is a person who thinks himself to be a Pandita, but actually who is not a Pandita. Panditam Atmanam Manute. That is, he thinks himself to be a Pandita or a scholar, but in fact he is not a Pandita. So he is Panditam Manya. So this Pragyamanini is one such word. That is, she considers herself to be a Pragya, that is an intellectual lady or all-knowing lady. Because we come across people who say, oh, I know everything. Sometimes we come across bosses. Suppose you are trying to give some suggestion to your boss. You will say, no, you need not tell me, I know everything. We come across such bosses. So that is Pragyamanini. Aroga chapi me mata kaikeyi kimuvachaha. My mother who is like this, what did she say? And all these people, they said, okay, they are all well, they are all doing fine. And now they also say, Kushalaste Naravyagra. Shrishchatvam runute padma yujyatam chapite ratha. Move fast. Let us go fast. Shrishchatvam runute padma. Shri means Lakshmi. Lakshmi is wooing you. Lakshmi is coming to you. It is a sort of indirect or rather enigmatic statement or a sort of cryptic statement which Bharata doesn't understand here. Shrishchatvam runute. That is, Goddess Lakshmi is favoring you. Please hurry up. Shri means Goddess Lakshmi. Goddess Lakshmi is now favoring you. She is now wooing you. Hurry up. Then, of course, he doesn't understand it. And okay, let me take leave of the king. He goes to the king, that is his grandfather, or maybe his maternal uncle. He takes leave of them. They also said, okay, yes, okay, if you are summoned, you please go. And then they also give their presents. And please convey my regards to all and all that Purohitam cha Kushalam. Yechanye Dvijasattamaha, that grandfather and maternal uncle also, they also gave some sort of return gifts, because these people, they had carried some gifts. And what sort of return gifts? If we see, Tasmai Hastyuttaman Chitran, Hastyuttaman, very excellent horses. Because most of the time, even now, we get our horses from, for example, this Afghanistan side, that breed, we get that particular breed. Some Saharanpur horse is said to be good breed. And true Saharan Puru they get from somewhere from Kashmir and from that side, because they are all very hardy horses, trained in that mountainous terrain. So Hasti Uttaman, Kambalan Ajinanisha. Kambala is carpets. And where do we get carpets from? Now we get all the carpets from Kashmir. Carpets and all shawls, they are from Kashmir. So obviously it is some place in that area. Kambalan Ajinanisha. Ajina means this skins, etc. All leather garments. Now we have leather garments now, in olden days also. Then Satkrutya Kekayo Raja. Kekaya Raja, he gave all these things. Plus he also gave some more. What is this? Vyaghravirya Balopaman Damshtrayuktan Mahakayan. He gave very strong, very sturdy Vyaghraviryan, as strong as tiger. Vyaghra is a tiger. That is dogs, very well trained dogs, as strong as tigers. Probably some sort of dog training was also there. And this also shows that the kings and all these people, they maintained dogs. So maybe for army also we do not know. He also presented some huge trained dogs, and also he also gave some more wealth and whatnot, and he sent them. And some mighty elephants were also they also followed. Elephants and horses they also followed. And Bharata was still uneasy. Even when he started, Bharata was still uneasy at heart, because he was not sure as to what has happened. And Rathan Mandala Chakranscha Yojayitva Parashyatam. Then all this huge accompaniment, an army also followed. Ustrago Ashvakarais Bhutva. Ustra means a camel. Even camels, horses, elephants, all these things was that huge contingent followed. And well protected by armed forces. Balena Gupto Bharato Mahatma. Balena Guptaha. Gupta means protected. Balena Guptaha. He was well protected by the army. The entire army followed, and then they all just came. They went along with Bharata and Shatrughna. So this sarga closes here, and we come to the next sarga, 71st sarga. This sarga also is a description of the entire route. One aspect of the route we saw earlier in an earlier sarga. This sarga again, that was a westward movement, now it is an eastward movement. Again there is a description of some other points which are not there in that. Probably they took a slightly different route, it looks like that, because this time they touched this Shatadru river. While going, they passed that Vipasha river. Now that Vipasha, then now Shatadru Atarat Shriman, Shatadru Matarat, Shatadru river, they touched and then they crossed that river. And after that they crossed some other places. Then here of course we also see Saraswatim cha Gangancha Yugmena Pratipadyacha. Saraswati, we now know that Saraswati river is no longer flowing. Saraswati river, it flew once upon a time, and it is supposed to be Antarvahini now. Antarvahini means something which is flowing under the ground now. We are not sure. At one point of time it was flowing. And Ganga is not this Ganga which is moving eastward. Saraswati is a river which is supposed to flow westward, coming into the Arabian Sea. And similarly there was another river, smaller river called Ganga, which was also meeting this river Saraswati. So all these geographical details we note here. And again after some time they now reached the real Ganga, as we call Ganga, Bhagirathi. Bhagirathim Dushprataram. Bhagirathi. Why is it called Bhagirathi? Because King Bhagiratha did tapas and then he attained it. He attained it as a boon, and then Lord Shiva also obliged, and then that Ganga came down. So that is the reason why Ganga is said to be the daughter of that King Bhagiratha. So that river Ganga is called Bhagirathi. So Bhagirathi Ganga, now this Ganga is the real Ganga. The earlier Ganga is some other name, some other small river. So like that there is a description of all these places. And as he came to the outskirts of his own kingdom, then he left the army, because till that time probably for various security reasons, when he was moving through various kingdoms, he came along with that army. And when he entered the boundaries of his own kingdom, then he left the army and then he moved fast, because he wanted to move fast, because that entire army, all the elephants and all that thing, they have got their own pace, elephants and camels and whatnot. Now he moved very fast on horses. Tanstu prapya, then vahinim tvarito yayo. Then he left behind the army and moved very fast. And altogether the entire travel took 7 days, it seems. Ayodhyam manuna rajnya nirmitam sadadarshaha tam purim purushavyagraha saptaratroshitah pati. Saptaratroshitah. Saptaratra ushitah means 7 nights were spent on the path. That is 7 nights and maybe one more day, we do not know. Maybe 7 days and 7 nights, or 7 days and 7 nights and the 8th day, we do not know. On the next morning, on the 8th day morning, he reached Ayodhya, the outskirts of Ayodhya. Now he sees that Ayodhya, the outskirts of Ayodhya, he is surprised. Ayodhyam agrato društva, he sees Ayodhya. Normally, at that time, early in the morning, Ayodhya, there is so much of so many noisy scenes. So somebody, some Veda dhvani somewhere, and somewhere some other temple, some dhvani, and some other places, some other types of noises, some army people making some other noises. So all these sounds will be there. You have to be there normally. All those sounds are missing. He says, Ayodhyayam pura shabdah shruyate tumulo mahan. Pura shabdah shruyate tumulaha. Tumula in English is tumult. The English word tumult exactly close to tumula. That is, there was such a tumultuous noise all around Ayodhya earlier. But now there is nothing. Tamadya nashrunomyaham. I am not listening to any sound. And again he is giving some description which again gives some picture about the social life of that time. I am just reading some of these lines only to know what is the social life at that time. So he says, Udyananihi sayannahi kriditvoparatayirnaraihi samantat vipradhavadbhihi. You see, what was happening was, people, the young lovers, let us say, there used to be some Udyananihi kriditva uparatairnaraihi. There were some gardens and gardens all around Ayodhya, and they were all visited by various types of lovers, or you can say call it lovers' corners. There are all those lovers' corners they were visiting, and they were there in the night. They spent the night there. Early in the morning, they used to run back to the city. That is samantat vipradhavadbhi prakashante mamanyatha. So early in the morning, they used to be running, they used to be going back. Maybe why lovers only? Maybe it could be husband and wife also, like we go out on a picnic. Probably they used to go out and then they used to enjoy and then go home in the morning. So maybe, I don't see such people now. And tani adya anurudantiva. All these gardens, they are looking as though they are crying. Rudantiva, as though they are crying. Parityaktani kamivihi. Kami means lover. All these lovers have abandoned all these places. It looks like that. Why? And gardens are empty as though they are weeping. And he further describes, Udyanani pura bhanti matta pramuditani cha. And Udyanani, the gardens themselves were matta. Matta means full of youth, let us say. It is not a garden which is full of youth. There is people who are full of youth and then they were spending their youthful energies in that garden. So that is what Jananam, Valmiki further describes. Jananam rati samyogeshu atyanta gunavantisha. All the people, the wife and husband, let us say, or the lovers, they used to come, they used to have rati sanyoga. Rati sanyoga means they used to have their sex, let us say. That is the rati sanyoga literally means sex only. So they used to enjoy and then they used to go there. In fact, this description is actually a model for the later poets also, because Kalidasa, he has written a book, he has written a book called Megha Sandesha. Megha Sandesha is the cloud messenger, as we say in English. Now, not iCloud. Now, if we want to send messages, our iCloud is there. It is not iCloud. When we say cloud, the physical cloud which we see in the air. So that cloud messenger. This person, there is the character there in Megha Sandesha is a yaksha. Yaksha means a celestial person. And that particular yaksha was given a shapam, a sort of punishment for 1 year. He is separated from his wife. And yaksha, what is his place? Yaksha's place is Alakapuri. And this person is condemned to spend his time in a particular place called Ramagiri, somewhere near the present day Nasik or some present day Nagpur or some such place. So from here, he has to send a message to his wife. How can he send a message? There was no WhatsApp, there is no cell phone, nothing in those days. So he has to send how can he convey his message? So he conveys the message through that cloud, the cloud which are going in that northern direction. He sees the cloud, he addresses the cloud, "Oh cloud, you convey my message to my wife." So that cloud messenger has become a very great poem in Sanskrit literature. In that again, Kalidasa describes this, some similar thing. Of course, now that we have to, there is some more to be described. We will continue in the next episode. Harihi Om Tat Sat.